I'm here with Julian Munich, Marketing Director for NZMP here at Fonterra. Julian, thank you very much for joining me.
Great.
New Zealand is obviously renowned for its dairy expertise and exporting dairy products all over the world. Can you tell me why this country is such a good environment for dairy products?
Oh, yeah. So New Zealand cows spend 90% of their time out on pasture, and so a huge amount of the time, about 85% of the time, they are eating grass. And grass is such a natural food for cows. And so the animals are able to be out there living life, I guess, as nature intended, and they're eating good, fresh, green grass. And I think what studies have shown is that grass, as a source of nutrition for the cows, means that you have a whole lot of nutritional benefits that come through in the milk. So a good example of that, if you think about the fact that in New Zealand we have got moderate temperatures, mild climate and lots of sunshine. So those cows are getting a really good dose of vitamin D, and that flows through into the milk. And so our New Zealand milk has a much higher content, vitamin D content than you'd find elsewhere. I think the other thing is New Zealand, if you think about New Zealand butter, it's known for being a lovely golden yellow colour, and it's quite distinct, and that's because of the higher levels of beta carotene that are found in cows that are eating predominantly fresh grass. And so there are a whole range of potential health properties that come from that, such as good cardiovascular or immunity. So a lot of studies have shown that beta carotene has very good health and nutritional properties. And there's also our milk tends to be high in CLA, which is a polyunsaturated fat, and that once again is because of the fact that they are eating predominantly fresh grass, and once again that has a lot of immune properties, very good for hormonal balance. So I guess it really means that the milk that those cows are producing really is as nature intended.
We've had the benefit this week of being on farm and meeting some of Fonterra's farmers, and what strikes me is it's important that many of those farms are still family owned.
Yes.
Do you think that's an important part of the Fonterra and NZMP system?
Well, it's very much part of the New Zealand farming scene. So a lot of a lot of farms have been passed on from generation to generation, and so it's very much a sense of needing to and wanting to take care of the land, and also really take care of the animals as well. So whenever I spend time on farm, I'm always amazed at just how much pride you see with particularly the family farmers and the generations that are working on the farm. So it's very much part of who Fonterra is, and I guess very much part of the New Zealand way of farming.
We know that provenance is important to consumers in the food that they buy, the food that they consume.
Yeah.
And with trust at the heart of provenance, particularly with dairy products and infant formula products,
Yeah.
how important is it that you maintain a good reputation and a good image for New Zealand dairy?
Oh, vitally important. When you think about some of the sensitive populations, as you mentioned, paediatric products, but I guess the important thing is that this is food that we are making, and particularly for sensitive populations, we do quite a lot of ingredients that go into medical applications as well for the elderly, and so right at the heart of that is trust. And so food safety and quality are absolutely at the heart of everything that we do, and hugely important to both Fonterra and New Zealand's reputation.
We've also had the benefit this week of seeing Fonterra's manufacturing operations, a couple of them. And what we've seen is that in terms of capacity, in terms of New Zealand reared milk, a lot of it is at full capacity. Do you think there are opportunities for expanding your operations overseas?
Oh, most definitely. So Fonterra has an ambition to achieve 30 billion LMEs by 2025, and at the moment we're about 22 billion, and we know that the opportunity to continue to grow milk supply in New Zealand is limited as a result of environmental constraints. So we are absolutely already, we probably source about 7% of our milk from different parts of the world, and we'll continue to look to do that. And what's really important is to make sure that when we do that, that we are bringing all of the heritage and dairy expertise that comes from New Zealand into the decisions that we make when we source offshore as well. Yeah.
Gillian, thank you very much for joining me.
You're welcome.